Hey NurglePuss, welcome to the Conley New Venture Casting Factory. Here's the spin caster and the vulcanizer. As you can tell, they are really low profile. They don't take up much room at all on the workbench. I love them. The vulcanizer is a glorified hot plate with an insulating box. Your mold frame goes on the plate, box goes on top. Set your time here, how long you want it to cook, your temperature here, and the timer cuts it off when it's done, so you can leave it overnight and not burn the house down. It works with this mold frame here. Obviously that thing doesn't put any pressure on the mold, so you do that with your frame here. So bottom plate, ring, top plate secured by these nuts here. The issue with this thing is that you have to tighten it all down by hand. So you have to really kind of crank it down, make sure you have even pressure all over the frame, and make sure you put enough pressure on it because you need about 2,000 pounds of pressure. The spin caster works very similarly. You have nuts, these spacers, top plate right here. So you pull that off, put your mold in, put your plate back on, drop on these spacers here, and then screw it down. The issue here is that you've got to make sure you put even pressure on the whole mold, and you don't have a gauge that tells you how much pressure it's under, so you have to sort of do it by feel. It makes it a little bit challenging to get consistent pressure on your molds, but it's not insurmountable. It just takes a little bit more fiddling. You have to kind of jigger it around, make sure it's all tightened down properly. It has an important safety feature here, which I disabled. It's also got a digital readout, which is nice. So it tells you exactly how fast the mold is spinning. So right now I have it set to 750 RPMs, but it's only spinning at 578, which is good to know. This is the melt pot. It holds about 15 pounds of pewter, I think. It's much bigger than these Lee Precision pots, which are nice, and they're only about $75 on Amazon, but the volume is pretty minimal. We use these to remelt pewter, all the extra crap that comes out of a mold. We remelt it in these things so we don't drop the temperature in our big guy here. That's pretty much it. The setup is really nice. I like it a lot. I use the big air cast machine a lot more because it's quicker, it's automatic. You just pull the plate off, your mold's in there, drop the plate back on, and then as soon as you drop this lid, this button gets released, and a piston down there puts pressure on the mold. So it's all automatic, and you set your pressure here so you know exactly how much pressure is on the mold, and you can fiddle with it that way. It's a little bit more fiddly with this thing, but what's great about this setup is that it's really low profile. In fact, if we get a booth at Gen Con, we're gonna haul this sucker to my brother-in-law's house in Indianapolis, and we'll be spinning miniatures in his garage. So it's very transportable, it's fairly light. This is probably the heaviest thing in the whole setup. And it retails for only $6,000. This caster right here, I believe, retails for like $3,500. We got this whole setup, melter, spin caster, vulcanizer, for $3,000 on eBay, which was a fantastic deal. All right, well, if you have any more questions, feel free to send me an email or shoot me a line on Facebook or Twitter, comment on Instagram, or do any of that other stuff that Mars would really appreciate that we mentioned. All right, man. Well, good luck. And like I said, get in touch with us if you have any questions, and we'll be happy to help out with whatever.